I was working on Christmas Eve when Dad texted, "We emptied your emergency savings, $47,000 total. Your brother's getting married to that Instagram model. Deal with it." Then he added, "Oh, and you're paying for their Bali honeymoon. $12,000 by Monday morning, or I'll tell everyone you're a jealous failure who can't support family." I texted back, "Not happening." He replied, "Then you're dead to us. Don't even think about coming to your mother's birthday. Security will throw you out like the trash you are." So I vanished that night. But first, I left one small envelope on their kitchen counter. This morning at 6:05 a.m. they opened it. Now my brother's wedding is off. His fiance's family is threatening lawsuits, and Mom's been sitting in her car since dawn, refusing to come inside or leave. $47,000, Erics! Do you even hear yourself? My voice cracked across the kitchen. Dad slammed his fist on the table, rattling the half-empty whiskey glass. "You weren't using it! Your brother needed it more than you!" My brother, Kasen, smirked from the corner, his fiancée Ava scrolling on her phone like the world revolved around her face. "You stole my emergency savings," I said, steady but shaking inside. "Every cent I worked for, gone. And now you're demanding $12,000 more for their honeymoon?" Mom's hands trembled around her mug, eyes wet but lips sealed shut. Always silent, always siding with Dad. Dad's glare cut through me. "You either pay for this family, or you're dead to us." And then Casson leaned forward, smile sharp as glass. "Maybe you should have worked harder, little brother. Maybe you wouldn't be such a jealous failure." The room went still. And then Dad said something that froze my blood. "You think you're the victim? Tell them what you did, Erics. Tell them the truth." "My name is Erics Vale, 26 years old. The quiet son. The backup plan. For years I kept my mouth shut, swallowed every insult, worked 2 jobs to keep a roof over my head while they burned bridges and money like it was nothing. I wasn't weak. I was patient. Silence is a weapon most people never notice, until it cuts. They thought I had nothing left but exhaustion. But they forgot one thing. I keep receipts. And tonight, I wasn't leaving without using them. Family members introduced Oikasen Vale, 28. Golden child, loud, reckless, always bailed out. He never earned. He demanded. Ava Rhodes, 25. His fiancée, Instagram perfect smile, venom behind the gloss. She wasn't marrying Kasen. She was marrying the bank account she thought we had. Jonas Vale, Dad, 55. Factory foreman, heavy hands, heavier debts. Loved control more than love. Lydia Vale, Mom, 53. Tired eyes, softer voice, lived in fear of confrontation. Her silence kept Dad's world spinning. And then there was me, Erics. The shadow they forgot existed until money was needed. As Kason laughed at my anger, I saw Ava lean into him and whisper, "He's so dramatic. No wonder no one likes him." They didn't notice me watching, but I noticed her slip her phone under the table. Recording. "You bled me dry for their wedding," I said, pointing at Kason. "For Ava's rented life. I worked double shifts for years, saving for emergencies, and you robbed me." Dad sneered. "You're single, no kids, no house. What else are you going to do with it?" Kason clapped his hands like it was a joke. "Newsflash, brother. Money's meant to be spent." I wanted to laugh, but rage burned too hot. Instead, I stayed calm. "You ever wonder why Ava keeps checking her phone? Why she keeps whispering in your ear instead of looking at you?" Kason's smirk faltered. "Just slightly," Dad barked. "Don't start your poison, boy. You've always been jealous, always twisting things." But I wasn't twisting, I was peeling, and they didn't like what was underneath. Mom finally spoke, voice cracking. "Erics, maybe just let it go. Family is family." That sentence, the one she always used when I was thrown under the bus. My jaw clenched. "Family," I whispered. Then louder, "You think this is about money? No, it's about what you all did to me." Kason laughed too loudly, trying to cover the tension. "Oh, here we go. The victim speech." But Ava's face changed. She stiffened, as if afraid of what I might say next. Dad leaned in close, breath sour with liquor. "What are you trying to pull, Eric's? You think you can shame us? You think you're better?" I smiled, cold and small. "No, Dad, I don't think I'm better. I think I finally see you for what you are." I was 19 again. Snow outside. I had just been accepted into college out of state, a chance at freedom. But then Dad dropped the bill for Kaysen's DUI lawyer on the table. "You're not going anywhere," he said. "Family comes first. We need your tuition money." I gave it up, watched my future vanish so Kaysen could avoid jail. I remembered Mom's face, the guilt in her eyes, but not enough to stop it. That was the first time I learned my place in this family, a wallet with a heartbeat, and standing here now, I realized something. Ava knew that story. Kaysen must have told her, which meant she knew how deep the wound ran. I pulled my phone out of my pocket, screen already lit. "You want truth? Here." I tapped play. A recording filled the kitchen. Ava's voice from earlier. "He's so dramatic. No wonder no one likes him." But then, another clip. One I'd saved for months. Ava's laugh, low and cruel. Kaysen's broke, Jonas is drowning in debt, and Eric's is the only idiot with savings. Once we're married, I'll make sure the money keeps flowing. He's too weak to fight back. Kaysen's face drained of color. Dad roared, "What the hell is this?" Ava stood, panic in her eyes. "He's twisting it. He recorded me without..." But I cut her off, calm as ice. "No, Ava. I just pressed play." The kitchen exploded. Kaysen shouted, Dad cursed, Mom sobbed, Ava screamed at Kaysen, calling him a fool, and I stood in the middle, still, silent. Finally, I said, "I gave you all my silence. Tonight I give you the truth." Kaysen lunged at me, but Dad stopped him. Not out of love, but because he saw what I saw. Lawsuits, ruin, exposure. Mom whispered through tears, "Eric's, please, don't destroy us." But I just shook my head. "You destroyed yourselves. I just turned the lights on." And then Mom did something I'll never forget. She looked at me and said nothing. Just silence. Again, I walked out. No screaming, no slamming doors, just freedom in my chest for the first time in years. Kaysen yelled after me, voice breaking, "You're dead to us, Eric's." I didn't turn around. I just whispered to myself, I already was. As I reached my car, I felt my phone buzz. A text from Mom, just 3 words. "I'm so sorry." But it was too late. The morning after, news spread. Ava's family pulled out of the wedding. Lawyers circled Kaysen. Dad avoided the neighbors. And Mom? She sat in her car all day, unable to walk into her own house. I sat in my tiny apartment, coffee in hand, sun rising over the city. For the first time, I didn't carry their weight anymore. Revenge wasn't sweet. It was quiet. It was freedom. And maybe, just maybe, one day I'd forgive. Not for them, but for me. But not yet. Not today. If you were in my place, would you forgive? Or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Like this, if you felt Eric's pain. Share your own story. Someone out there needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories that cut deep, hurt real, and heal slowly.